Good morning, people. How are you? A wonderful Sunday morning. And if you joined, thank you so much for joining. I'm Nidhi, proud mother of a young man, creator of my own life, a lifelong seeker, an omnivore, a textile professional turned a communication skills trainer, also an emotional clarity coach and an author. And I am here with you with my show Communicate with Nidhi. So, welcome again. And if you are already here, do write in the chat where are you joining from, LinkedIn or YouTube, and which platform basically, and also if I'm audible. That's very very important because I do not have too much of an idea. I cannot listen to you. मैं आपको नहीं सुन सकती. पर आप अगर चैट में लिखेंगे तो मुझे डेफिनेटली क्लैरिटी मिल जाएगी. So do write in the chat box if I am audible and if everything is clear. And if there are any glitches, please write it. I'll just try to sort it out. Okay, so we have a very interesting topic today, something that's pretty close to my heart, my understanding, and we all are guilty of this particular topic. But before I talk about it, I'm going to put forward three situations in front of you, and as I speak out those three situations, tell me if any of this relates to you. Maybe not exactly, but you have experienced something like this in different ways. So if you're at work and you've spent your valuable hours, days, आपने बहुत time spent किया है on a particular project, you've given, खून पसीना एक कर देते हैं, what they say in Hindi, and you've given a lot of your hours, you've worked through the night, and at the end, someone else presented it and took away the credit. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Right? So do write it. Do write if that is one situation. Another situation, you maybe your partner, your family member, or a friend did something or said something that affected you, that hurt you, right? You're affected and you try to put forward your point, telling how your feelings are hurt, explaining, in fact, I should say, over explaining what really happened and what shouldn't have happened and how it has affected you and all the good that you've done in the past. Ever been in a situation like this? Do write, do write. Ever been in a situation like this? The third situation is you have a very caring nature and you do a lot for other people and you do it selflessly. आपको मजा आता है ये करने में, लेकिन human nature is such that deep inside you also do it because you get something in return. That can be acknowledgement, respect, validation. तो कुछ भी हो सकता है जो आपको return में मिल रहा है, and that is something that you're looking for. After a few days, when you do not get all of this, you actually feel hurt, and when it doesn't happen, you snap. एंड यू शेयर विद दोस पीपल. आप उनको बताते हो कि आप क्या क्या करते हो, आप इतना मेहनत करते हो, लेकिन आपको वैलिडेशन नहीं मिल रही है, आपको रिस्पेक्ट नहीं मिलती है, कोई एक्नॉलेज नहीं कर रहा है, एंड यू कीप टेलिंग हाउ हर्ट यू आर. एवर बीन इन अ सिचुएशन लाइक दैट? बहुत केयरिंग हो आप, लेकिन उसके बावजूद यू आर नॉट केयरिंग व्हाट यू आर लुकिंग फॉर and you're doing things selflessly. Ever been in this situation, any of these three situations? What do you think is common between these three situations? Any idea what's common? So, something that's common between these three situations is I, me, myself. In all of these three situations, the person is all about himself. First situation, the person who took the credit away was all about him. He could have given the credit, but he didn't. The second situation, you kept on talking about how things have hurt you and what happened. The third situation, you were affected. Your caring nature became over caring. And then it was all about you after, when you didn't receive the validation. Taken for granted, hum jisko bolte, right? So, what I'm going to talk about today is I, me, myself. Now, when I was thinking of taking up this topic, there was a little debate when I was discussing it with somebody. What is it that I want to convey? Is it about self awareness? Is it about self love? Or what is I, me, myself that I want to talk about? Now, I, me, myself, what I want to talk about is the self obsession with what you do, making yourself the center of everything that's happening around you, personalizing everything, connecting yourself with every situation. Whatever is happening externally, you take it on yourself and you feel victimized. That is I, me, myself. When you are all about you without recognizing what others are around, what the world is around you. सो आज का जो टॉपिक है हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे, क्विकली बात करते हैं. एंड या सो जस्ट अ सेकंड, आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू, आई डू नॉट नो इफ यू राइटिंग. Oh, guys. Uh-huh. Okay, so let's continue. And I'm going to talk to you about how this can be managed. Maybe you are on the receiving end of it. Maybe you are unknowingly the one who is displaying I, me, myself. Because जो I, me, myself में होते हैं, उनके हिसाब से वो कभी गलत नहीं होते हैं. They are always right. And that's another way, another part of I, me, and myself, right? So keep writing in the chat, keep mentioning what do you think about it. Let's talk about the first thing. And side by side मैं आपसे बात भी करूंगी how this can be managed. So example, एक और situation आपको बताती हूँ. This is the first thing that we're going to talk about. This is very normal. You're talking to a friend, and the friend is talking about some kind of an emergency at his or her end. And what are you doing? You're just busy on your phone. Yeah, yeah. You know, you're busy on your phone. You're not giving enough attention to the person, right? What is happening? You're consumed about yourself. You're not bothered. You're not interested. You're not showing any interest in what the other person's talking. That is another I, me, myself behavior. So notice, for anybody who's very self-centered and who has this kind of an issue, would only be interested in himself or herself, right? So what can we really do here, rather than making yourself the center of attraction and the focus should be only on yourself? When somebody else is talking, give your full attention to them, hear them out. Active listening is something that I am a big believer in, because there have been times where I have not been an active listener and the whole communication has died, right? So, listening is very important. If you are in a situation like this, if you are not able to listen, realize why this is happening because anybody who is self-centered, who is I, me, myself, would always want the focus on them. And when the focus is not on them, they do not like the whole situation or the conversation. So put away distractions. If you do not want to come across as somebody who is consumed with himself or herself, keep away the distractions. Keep nodding. That's all you can do. Keep nodding. Ask questions to understand that situation, right? That's the first little simple step to be not so self consumed. Okay? If you are getting bored in a particular situation, remind yourself that it's not just your thoughts that are important, it's their thought also that's very important. And believe me, this simple step of being a part of somebody else's conversation, listening to them fully, can change your experience as a communicator. They can change your basically your relations at work or in your personal space, right? So give full attention and hear out the other people. Okay, I'm going to share another one with you. um Many times we ask the other person, how are you? And we don't bother because it's we are tuned to it. Okay, We are tuned to it. We just feel that yes, we need to ask this without realizing the impact or the depth of that question. We do not bother to even listen to it. And sometimes when somebody asks us, we roll out our problematic life. What's happening in your life? Life is never perfect, but there are a lot of people who will only talk about what all is happening to them. उनके साथ उनकी जिंदगी में क्या हो रहा है, उनके बारे में है सब कुछ. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, reduce the number of I's and the me's that you're speaking. So use fewer I and me. मैं, I did this, I did that, I am this, I'm facing this problem, I'm facing this issue, I'm trying so hard, but nothing's happening. I am. Please reduce the number of times you're using this word I and me. Right? The focus, you cannot keep the focus on yourself, because when the focus is on you, you are not bothered about the other person in the conversation. And that is really, really important. Right? Do right if I'm making some sense here. Right? So do right if I'm making sense. It's very easy to be consumed. We all do that. मैं भी करती हूँ, शायद आपने भी किया होगा. But it is important to identify when you're doing a lot of I, and you need to focus outwards then. Right? So there are sometimes you need to focus inwards, but sometimes it's important that you involve the other people also. Okay. If you are talking less about your less about yourself when you are with people, you're listening to them. This is how you can simply manage I, me, myself. You're listening more, you're using less I and me statements. I, me, myself is less. Okay. When we come home after work, the first thing, we might be irritated. The first thing, we come home and we start taking out of frustration how bad our day might have been. Rarely do we ask the other people how was their day, especially when people who are staying at home, stay at home, people who are working from home, or possibly homemakers, or people who are our support system at home. हम लोग उनसे कभी नहीं पूछते आपका दिन कैसा था. हम अपना दिन बता देते हैं क्योंकि हम घर से बाहर गए थे काम करने. So think about how you can turn around the table. Right? Everybody needs equal space in any kind of a relation, at work or at home. So do remember that. Okay, am I making some sense? I can see a few of you are there. Do write in the chat box. For some reason, there is some block in my chat box here. I'm just trying to figure that out. So I'm audible, right? Huh? Just write in the chat and let me know if I'm audible. I'm just trying to figure out how am I supposed to unblock the chats. This is my fourth live on LinkedIn, and I'm just trying to figure out a lot of tools here. So if I mess around, please bear with me. That can happen. I'm just still learning this particular platform to go live on LinkedIn. Trying it out. Okay. Do write if you have any questions as we move forward. Another thing, we've heard this word several times, but it is very important. Okay. This is I'm giving you an example. It can become a very touchy topic for a lot many people. Suppose you want to go on a holiday and you want to go on a huge holiday. You want to you're spending lakhs. It's beyond your capacity. But the other person has realized that it isn't in your budget. What can you do? Either you can take it on yourself. I can manage. I'm not going to talk about money. Leave it up to me. This is a very touchy topic for men, especially. Sorry, people. Sorry, men. No offense to anybody, but this is my opinion, which I have noticed in life. When you talk about money, it might trouble you, but you do not want to show how troubling it is, so you are fine with it. I'm there to handle. I did not ask your opinion. I am perfectly fine with managing it. This is my headache. Why are you thinking? So there are a lot of things. So for this example that I'm talking about, what can you do if there is a little bit of conflict of opinion? Listen to each other's side, right? Listen to each other's side and come to a compromise, a middle ground, which is very important. So this is one word we've heard a lot, compromise. But every time, compromise is not bad. I am not a big, you know, believer in compromising all the time, but sometimes it is really important. So go ahead, do it. Meet at the middle path, right? Meet there. Halfway you come, halfway the other person comes, or the other party comes, wherever it is, right? So you can always plan it out accordingly. So when it is not about you totally, and when you compromise and you involve the other person in it, it improves your communication, it improves your relationship again. At work, again, I'm going to reply here. I'm going to mention at work or personal space. Even at work, even if you have all the good ideas, you feel your ideas are the best ones, you want to take the lead, listen to the other person. Maybe you get some good ideas there. A little bit you come down and let them come forward a little, right? So learn to compromise and meet at the middle ground, right? um, okay, so that is how you can manage this I, me, myself, for this particular part, compromise. Now I gave you my first example when we started, that you have prepared for a particular presentation, day and night you've given, but the presentation was delivered by somebody else, and that person took the whole credit without giving you any credit. You do all the work and you never get the credit, or possibly somebody else does it, but just because you want to step up and you want to show yourself the best, you take the whole credit, you take the spotlight. You want all the best compliments and the applaud for yourself without realizing that there are other people involved in it, right? I, me, myself again. That's the reason we all love it. Like, we all love to be applauded. We all love the spotlight. But we don't live alone. We work in a team. We work with people. Be it at home, we have our family members. At work, we have our team members. So the easiest way is to share that spotlight with them. Give them due credit for their work. It might sound, maybe if you share credit, you might have that insecurity that if I am doing that, my credit, or possibly what I'm going to get in return, the perks, the benefits I'm going to get in return, may not be given to me but to the other person. But believe me, competition takes you nowhere. It's only collaboration. You have to decide, are you competing or are you collaborating? And if you want to go forward, and if you want to go far, you really need to collaborate, not compete. And for collaboration, you need to get it away from yourself and share it with other people, or possibly give it to them for a while. It's fine, nothing really happens. It goes a long way, right? Think about it. Think about it. What is it that you are doing, or what is happening with you? Sometimes you also end up learning from what others are doing, and you realize what is it that you would never want to do with others. So think, are you at the receiving end, or are you at the giving end of it? Okay, so if you are the one who is possibly getting all the limelight, all the spotlight each time, be humble enough and divert it. Divert it. Right? And that gets me to the next one. How is it that you can manage? The best leaders are not the ones who are always standing on stage and, you know, giving instructions. The best leaders are also the ones who allow somebody else to be in charge. Everybody who is a good leader, they allow others to take lead and take the spotlight, take the limelight, and take decisions, and they take the back seat for a while. So you have to decide what is it that you want to do. Okay, let somebody else take the lead, let somebody else plan it out, let somebody else decide what to do next. Try it out. because everybody has an opinion, everybody has a thought, and maybe that works well for you. Okay, you have to decide what is it that you want to actually focus more on. If you say you are a leader who hears everybody out, please ask that question: are you seriously listening to everybody, or are you the one who is having the last say all the time, and possibly you want the other people to agree to what you want to say? I know a lot of people who ask for opinions. I want your opinion, मुझे तुम्हारी राय चाहिए. And और जब आप अपनी राय देते हो तो there's a big argument over it, because why is it different from mine? Now, when my opinion is different from yours, and if you're offended, it's a clear sign that you are all consumed about yourself. That's what you wanted me to speak. You wanted me to speak your mind. Then why are you asking me? Right? So let somebody else be in charge. Have that trust. Have that trust. Don't stand up in a meeting and say, on behalf of everybody, this is what I want to put forward. Let everybody speak. You don't have to be the one all the time. And let everybody talk their mind. Am I making sense? Is there anything that you're going to try here? कोई ऐसी चीज जो आप ट्राई करेंगे? और मेरा चैट अभी भी खुला नहीं है. It's still blocked for some reason. I think I'll have to figure it out after this live. What happened today? Okay. Okay. So maybe you can write it and maybe I'm able to see it later. I have no idea what's going to happen. So sorry for cutting it all in the middle. Now, something that can also help you even out your I, me, myself attitude, if you're the one who has it. Be happy in the success of other people. Celebrate other people. It's very important. Like I just said, collaboration versus competition. If you collaborate, sometimes it's your win too. It's okay. You didn't get the first prize. It's fine. Celebrate them also. You're going to feel happier. That reminds me of this movie Three Idiots. You know that those two friends. So Amir Khan is sitting. He came first, so he's sitting right in front, and the other two friends are. They came last, so they're sitting right behind in the photograph, and they were not happy that they passed, or they cleared the exam, but they were unhappy because their friend was sitting right in front. Right? That's human nature, and I think that was beautifully depicted. How most of us are, but we feel like that because we are only focusing on how we are affected by it. It's fine to feel a little disappointed, but just being out there and not coming out of it and not being a part in other people's success won't really help us in any manner. The best way to come out of it would be to celebrate other people. Be a good loser. That's what I feel. Be a good loser. You've lost it. It's fine. Every loss is a learning. Every failure is a learning. Don't compare your experience with somebody else's. Okay? Because when that happens, you're also going to lower the value of your experience as well as of somebody else's win. And if that somebody else is your very close person, then you're actually undervaluing that person and their efforts. कहना आसान होता है, करना मुश्किल होता है, मैं मानती हूँ उस चीज़ को, लेकिन कोशिश करिए, because that is very important to celebrate other people, and the happiness it gives you is really nice, because this is the next thing that is going to help you manage I, me, myself. Gratitude. Gratitude is pretty powerful, believe me. It's not just about saying thank you. Thank you bolna is not enough if you do not have it in you. Okay, so be grateful. Your gratitude needs to be in the way you behave. Okay, in the way you show it, the way you, it reflects from your attitude, your behavior. So if you are not good, if you're not happy for all the good that happens in your life, you start feeling entitled. Okay. And when you start feeling entitled, that feeling of I, me, myself is going to be very, very strong in you. Okay. क्योंकि आप सोचते हो कि आप उसको डिजर्व करते हो, आपका हक है ये. जस्ट बिकॉज आप एक पोजिशन पे बैठे हो, यू फील यू ought to be respected. You're entitled for respect and you're entitled for others to hear you out. But are you reciprocating the same thing? That's very, very important. Right? So it's a very, if you do not practice, if you have that feeling of being entitled, it's a very self-centered way of looking at the world. So think about it. अगर आपके अंदर किसी भी छोटी बड़ी चीज को लेकर पर्सनल प्रोफेशनल लेवल कहीं पर भी आपको वो entitled फीलिंग आ रही है कि आप किसी से बड़े हो या किसी से ज्यादा हो, then it's time to think about it and practice gratitude. It'll help you connect with people, it'll help you understand people better. Right? And life may kuch bhi, even if there is a little issue in life, any failure happens, any difficult situation comes up, it's fine. Accept it. Believe me, आज तक जो भी आप समझे हो और सीखे हो, that is not because of the only good that's happened in your life. It's from the failures or the downfalls that have happened in your life. Right? So be grateful. Believe me, it's a little difficult sometimes to be बोलना आसान है, thank you, मैं बहुत grateful हूँ for the house that I have, for my life. No, sorry, but this is very hollow. This grateful feeling is very hollow. Go deep down. Please go deep down to identify what is it are you grateful for. You're grateful for your family. उनकी किस बात से आप grateful हो, क्या चीज है जिसके लिए आप actually बहुत grateful हो. So एक छोटी से छोटी चीज के लिए आप notice करिए. When you understand the smallest little behavior, you will understand what gratitude means, and that gratitude is going to take you out of that I, me, myself attitude, if that is any. And if anybody says that they don't have this attitude of I, me, myself, I am sorry, I would beg to differ there, because each one of us has it. The intensity might differ, the way we deal, it might differ, when it surfaces, it might differ, but we all have it. So let's accept it ki hai. Right? Another thing that really, really helps is contribute, volunteer, charity kariye, madad kariye, do a random act of kindness every day. If you do all of this, believe me, it is going to help you come out of a lot of the self-centered attitude of yours. It's not that I'm saying aapke andar hai. This is just a way of addressing, right? Before you start saying, nee, you are just telling me that I have a lot of things. So, no, it just means be more giving, be more accepting. And when you do that, when you see what all is missing in the lives of other people and what all you can contribute towards, it is going to change your life. It's going to change your attitude towards a lot of things. Right? So, बहुत छोटा सा, for I, me, myself, all that I understand through whatever I have shared with you is that the spotlight needs to go away from you. Everything is not about you. देखिए जब वो आपके बारे में बहुत कुछ हो जाता है ना, you become the ego aspect of ours, psychologically, the ego, it surfaces up, it surfaces. And when that happens, you become a victim of your own story or your own life. आपको ऐसा लगता है कि जिंदगी में कुछ भी हो रहा है, any circumstances that arise, anything that happens, it's all projected towards you. Life, you need to be the person in charge of life, not situations should not guide you all the time, right? They need to guide you to become a better person. But अगर आपको लग रहा है कि दूसरा अगर बात कर रहा है वो आपके बारे में कर रहा है, मेरे जाते ही चुप हो गया, oh my god, that person was talking about me, and I am doing so much, I am doing this, why am I not getting the raise that I deserve, why am I not there where the other person is. क्यों मेरे से better लोग मेरे से कम better लोग आगे बैठे हैं मेरे से, and why are they above me? Why do I not have what the other person has? Why do I not have the car what the other person is driving? Why is my life not happier like the other person? I is not going to help you. So please think a little what is happening in your life. And if you joined halfway, you can check the recording, and you can understand what I'm saying. You can send me a DM, a direct message. You can write a comment below this video whenever it is recorded and it's up. So do write it. आज मुझे आपके कोई कमेंट्स नहीं दिखे क्योंकि मेरा कुछ ब्लॉक है यहाँ पर, सो आई एम नॉट रिसीविंग एनीथिंग राइट नाउ, बट या दैट्स व्हाट आई हैव फॉर आई मी माई सेल्फ. Think about yourself, but also think about the impact you have on other people, your actions have on other people, and how is it that it's affecting them also. राइट अगर कोई चीज सही नहीं जा रही है तो ये सोचिए कि उसका सोल्यूशन क्या है. हाउ इज इट दैट यू गोइंग टू फाइंड अ सोल्यूशन टू अ प्रॉब्लम. See, the only I strongly believe in one simple thing: you cannot change other people, you cannot change what actions others do. All you can do is you can change and control your reactions to each action. So please think very, very, very carefully that if you are the one who is constantly affected by what others say or by what others do, by what things happen, then please understand what is happening. The change, the things can only become better by you changing. Nothing can change, only you can. Okay, this is also I, me, myself, by the way. जब हमारे साथ बुरा हो रहा होता है तब भी यही होता है. So change how you approach a situation, how you react to a situation. Immediately नहीं होगा, छोटा छोटा try करिएगा. Then you will see a growth across, a time span of a couple of months or years. Okay, so give yourself that time. Right. So I have to share. Last time I had shared a little incident of that parking thing. The ones आप लोगों ने जिन्होंने देखा होगा last time का live, I had shared a parking incident. So this week I met a couple of friends and they asked me, Nidhi, why didn't you react? तूने बोला क्यों नहीं? तूने वापस क्यों नहीं जवाब दिया? ऐसे सी अगर ये 5 साल पहले की निधि होती तो शायद लड़ चुकी होती. I would have fought for it. I didn't want to engage in it. Right, I didn't want to engage in what that particular situation was, because I could clearly understand with that it was something internal with that person who was shouting and abusing me. It was not projected towards me. It was her situation which was making her behave in a particular manner, and possibly this helped me understand my growth. So your growth, by these small little changes that you bring about in your life, you'll be able to see that over a span of time. It won't be visible overnight. एक एक्शन को, अपने एक रिएक्शन को आप अगर एडजस्ट करेंगे तो हो सकता है कि इमीडिएट उसका इफेक्ट ना दिखे, बट when you do it and you practice it over a period of couple of days and weeks and months, believe me, you will notice how your outlook towards situations has changed. You will be contributing more. You'll be collaborating more with people, your family, your friends, society, social setup, your workspace. You'll be collaborating more and you will have a better communication with them. So that was all for today. And do write if these points did make sense, and if they helped you, and if they help you, and what is it that you are going to actually work on, if you need to work on. So yeah, and I'm going to see you next week again. If you want me to talk about any particular topic, do write in my do send me a direct message. I'll check the message. And have a good weekend ahead. I hope I was able to share some insights to this particular topic. I, me, myself. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Please take good care of yourself. I'm going to see you next Sunday, 11:30, same place, same time. Bye. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.